We recently talked about how to not firing my hips so violently. I've tried keeping back to the target, but it isn't helping much. Look, this is the same for every fault in the swing, okay? Every fault we have in our swing is a misunderstanding of how to create club head speed, okay? And I don't see anybody on the range working on this. You have to learn new movements and better sequencing at a slower speed. Track sprinters don't work on their stride running as fast as they can to start. They monotonously jog around the track. Weightlifters who want to improve their technique don't do it with their maximum lift on the bar. They put a manageable amount of weight on the bar so they can move their wrists around, change their elbow, whatever. I don't know anything about weightlifting, as you can tell. But when basketball players are doing dribbling drills around cones, and changing direction, they slowly ramp it up. Pitchers don't show up to spring training and throw 100 miles an hour. Batters don't come to their first swing of the day and swing hard. They, work the ball into the outfield and then start trying to hit home runs. So the number of golfers who work on swing changes at something less than full speed is a really small number, and that's one of the reasons why golfers don't get better. You've got to learn the movement at a slower speed first so your body doesn't try to race out the body part that's taking over. So, you've got to, and it just takes time. So just to use the person who asked this question as an example, he took a lesson 2 weeks ago and he's upset with himself that he can't get it right. I'm going to tell a little story here about this. This is how hard it is to change habit and motor pattern. So I could teach people golf better, I learn about other things. So I've always put my left shoe on first, okay? Always have. So I did a little experiment and I said, okay, I'm gonna start putting my right shoe on first. It took me months where I did it automatically, like probably 4 to 6 months. You get in the car, you had a good round, you had a bad round, your brain is distracted, you do what you know, okay? For 2, 3, 4 months, I wasn't putting the right shoe on 50% of the time. It was probably 25%. And it was only because I looked in the car, shoes, I'm going to start doing it. I had to stop and think about it, or I put my left shoe on first. That's the way the human brain works. When we're not focused on what we're doing 100%, we revert to our habit. So if it took me 4 to 6 months just to actively try and, change shoes, what shoe I put on first, imagine how hard it is to change the motor pattern in your golf swing. And again, this is a so most of the time I'm frustrated for golfers. Like, I really, I want this guy to get better. I want this lady to get better. And it's very frustrating for me that I can't explain it in a way they understand. That's 90% of the frustration. I have frustration with the situation. I want everybody to get better. The one time that I get frustrated with the golfer is in this scenario. Jason Day, it took him a year just to add some hip turn and unload his right elbow early. Tiger talked about 12 to 18 months to change his motor pattern. Golfers will take a lesson, their swings will look great, and then I'll get an email 3 days later, yeah, Monte, I'm still not hitting the ball the way I want. 3 days later. It just doesn't work that way. You need to give your body time to adapt to new movements and then integrate them as an automatic pattern to replace the old pattern. Do a Google search for changing motor pattern. Nothing to do with golf, and you'll find, things that will help you learn how to play golf better. You got to buy into this. So Tiger just put up on social media. I printed it up on my Instagram. 6 steps to playing better golf, to improving your swing. Number 1, figure the problem out. Number 2, make it look better. Number 3, then it feels better. I hear all day long, people will try something the first try. Oh, this feels weird. Well, of course it feels weird. It's different. Okay? Step 4, then you hit it better. Step 5, then you hit it better on the course. Step 6, then you hit it better during a tournament or playing for money or your big trip to Scotland or whatever. So the single biggest reason why golfers don't get better is they want to skip right from step 1 to steps 5 and 6. Harsh reality, a little bit of tough love here. You guys are your own worst enemy when it comes to this. I give myself several months before I feel like I've integrated a new movement because I don't practice 40 to 60 hours a week. So you have tour players practicing 40 to 60 hours a week. They're elite, and they talk in terms of months and years to change their motor pattern, to change their swing. And then regular golfers get all mad at themselves when they can't change it in 2 weeks or in one swing. So I'm not saying that it's going to take you 18 months of 50 hours a week practice to get better at golf. That's not it at all. That's the other extreme. What I'm saying is improvement is incremental and getting to where you think you. So it's like losing weight. I always bring this up, and I've